Hello, hello, hello. I've got a mustache going. I need to shave this off. This is the
Oh, it's
most facial
Moon
hair that I've
already?
ever had. What?
It's Moon already?
It's Moon?
Yeah, you know how it's Movember, 1st of June, we're Moon.
Yeah, that's fair. It's Moon. Yeah.
I
M
mean,
U
Moon
N
if you
E.
want it to be Moon.
It's Moon. Welcome to Moon,
Uh,
everybody. It's Pokésports When Moon. Moon today.
did we do this intentionally? Why are we on Tuesday?
Why are we on Tuesday? It was Memorial Day was the thing, and Memorial Day
It's
was the thing.
Do they remember anyone in Canada?
No,
Do you guys have a
we
Memorial Day?
famously
Forget everybody.
we forget everybody. That's
Oh,
why we're always so polite because we don't know if we've ever met them before.
I encountered a strange question
I
throughout,
thought you
like,
were about to say I encountered a stranger, and I would have said, "Careful, Kevin."
a stranger has appeared. No, I encountered a strange question. A person while I was working asked me,
Congratulations.
why do we have Memorial Day and Veterans Day? Aren't they kind of the same thing? And then I had to explain to them the difference between a live veteran and a dead one.
Oh no! Oh
There's a
no!
difference, folks. There's a big difference.
Aw, that makes me feel bad. I
Welcome to
wish
Pokesports.
I wish everyone was alive. Welcome to Pokesports.
We compared Pokemon.
It's true. Folks, today is a fun day because we're doing this on a Tuesday, and I think that have we ever done a podcast on a Tuesday?
I can famously say, without a shadow of a
Famously.
doubt,
All right.
famously, that we have never recorded a single podcast in our existence ever that isn't on a Sunday or a
I
Monday.
thought you were just going to end it there.
No,
I can
we have
confirm
five
that
other
we have
days.
never ever recorded a podcast.
Hey, that's a lie. But you know it'd
It's been
be
confirmed. So,
it'd be a great thing that we can do just as like, a complete scheme,
well, oh,
advertiser scheme.
all right.
Just we have 5 more days that we haven't recorded a podcast. Just be like, this is Pokesports' first ever Wednesday podcast.
Oh, oh, and so we get all the advertisers in being like, you want in on our first Wednesday podcast.
It's the first ever, man.
Yeah.
It's like Balloon Week all over again.
Getting in on the ground floor, Nike. That's going to be our first sponsorship for sure.
Can't wait when Pokesports goes S&P 500. It's gonna be great.
Oh, of course. And then Pokemon comes and knocks on our door and they're like, cease and
We
desist. What are you
we
doing?
we'd like to purchase your accent. You could be Pokesports, but not Pokesports.
Yes, right. And your content has to involve the prodding of another person with your finger. Um, on like the shoulder or something. That's the poke sports that we're looking for.
Can you imagine how much of a pain it would be to actually go and remove the accent from all of our art?
Nope. Nope. Can't imagine. Can't imagine. Won't do it. Won't do it.
And and all of the
I
videos.
think I told you on the podcast once that it like ruins our SEO sometimes.
That's okay.
And yet Pokemon is the most popular IP in the world.
I'm curious, does Pokemon YouTube actually include the accent, or do they realize this before we did?
Oh, they must, right? If I look up like Pokemon YouTube and it comes up with the official Pokemon YouTube channel, yes, it does have the accent
What
on
about the URL?
everything. The URL does not. So you
Nope.
can be
They
wait, hold on.
they
If I type in youtube.com/user/Pokemon, page isn't available. Kevin,
It's time.
it's
It's out.
time. It
How
is
could you guys be
time.
such fools?
It's their mistake. They're the ones who made the mistake.
Pokemon made a lot more views than us in the last 30 days.
Let's not talk about that.
Everybody,
All right. This
you
is
ready?
Pokesports episode 81, where we're going to be talking all about Brilliant Diamond and Shining Merle. Uh, Here we go. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Pokesports, a competitive Pokemon podcast. I'm Mike, and I'm just the chillest boy in the world.
I'm Kevin, and I have tea instead of coffee today.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Are you
It's
okay?
it's not what you think. Mike's over here thinking I'm on a caffeine cleanse.
I
I've had
definitely
three
don't think
coffees
that.
today.
No, I know
I've
that
had...
that's never going to happen. What?
I've had 3 coffees today.
That's a
So,
lot of coffee.
like a responsible individual, I decided to go lighter for the podcast. I
Hmm.
have tea.
Coffee flavored tea.
No, it's a pomegranate green tea.
Whoa, okay. Not bad, not bad.
It's fancy.
For my beverage of choice today, I am repping a nice water bottle with about 3 ounces left. So,
I was about to be so proud of you, Mike. I
yeah.
thought for once Mike would have a water bottle with him before the break,
No,
but I
Kevin
guess
straight up had to cut to break last week because I was dying.
I think
I
you
would
left
not
that in the
open up.
podcast. You left some of that in
I
the
did.
podcast.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I did. I left it in
Oh,
because I can't escape from it. I didn't let myself escape from it. Kevin, it's a very special day. It is Pokésports episode 81, making this the very first Magnemite Day.
oh my goodness. The
Yeah,
steel type before steel type existed. Magnemite.
right. And I'm right now doing that thing on our video version where, like, you remember old, like, I want to say early 2000s, where, do you remember the early 2000s where they had the little DVD video screensaver almost, and it would like bounce along the screen, and
Yes,
the most satisfying part about it would be if it hit directly in the corner,
I know exactly what you're talking about.
and it's slowly going up, it's
I
slowly
wonder if
going
this
up,
one ever will.
and there it did it. Don't worry. I wasn't going to do that to our audience. I wasn't going to make them
It'd be funny if
leave
you
them
made it do like
unsatisfied.
complete 360 in the wrong direction and still go in the corner.
Yeah, like the Magnemite comes in and he's like, "Oh, am I gonna do it? You're gonna go up to the corner and
Make sure to
oh,
catch us live next week so you guys can try to see Mike juggle 3 Magnemites at the same time for Magneton Day and see
three
which one
mag.
hits the corner at the same at first.
I can just make a magneton. I
No,
just
no, you
add
need
in
three
three
separate
different.
Magnemites.
I guess
Oh
so.
my goodness. There should be okay. Someone make this.
Uh huh.
Have a similar like that DVD screensaver with 3 individual Magnemites,
I've heard of
but
it.
have them each have a magnetic pull and see how long it takes for the Magnemite to become a Magneton.
See, okay, okay.
You see, like they
So,
just go randomly wherever, and then have them have like a little tiny magnetic pull. Like if they touch tips, they connect.
mm-hmm.
And then see how long it takes to make a Magneton.
I will say that Evan McDaniel really called it before the podcast started, saying it's the Magnemite podcast, and it's an appropriate name because it got its Sinnoh final evolution.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, we're doing
Magneton's a Sinnoh thing.
some BDSP convos today.
We're talking Brilliant Diamond and Shining Patricia.
Because this game is so dead, we have to talk about the next one.
We need to talk about BDSP. We need to talk about other acronyms that we can use for BDSP. Because Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl isn't good enough. I want better words. It still has to be BDSP because we're not avoiding that. But I would like to bring to the table Bethesda did Skyrim poorly. Yes.
Oh no. You're gonna make so many people upset.
That was right off the dome, buddy.
Oh,
Bethesda did
you should have
Skyrim
kept that
poorly.
one in your dome. Everyone go to Mike's Twitter and yell at him.
Hot take.
Anyone that's ever played Skyrim and likes it, yell at Mike.
I play Skyrim twice a year. It's been out for a billion years, and I've played it twice a year, every single year. I'm overdue, so I probably should get back into it. But yes, Kevin, it's your turn. BDSP.
I mean, I don't even know where to put a B. Like I'm so bad at acronyms.
Oh wow.
Bunny dance.
Hey.
satisfies people.
Bunny dance satisfies people. Is that the one where people dance like, the
I guess bunnies.
well, you'll see it
what
on
bunnies do?
your screen in a bit when you catch my screen, but it's the silly e-girl dance.
Oh, I
Yeah,
know what you mean.
you know what I mean.
Nah, nah,
That's
yeah.
the one.
That one. That's
That's
a
the
bunny
one.
dance.
I don't know. You think I know these
I just
things?
see. I'm looking at the screen right
Dude,
now. I just
I
see us
turned
both dancing
30.
together.
I turned 30 weeks ago. You
You
think I
guys know it was
know
Mike's birthday
TikTok?
a long time ago, and no
Come
one
on.
told anybody anything, including me. We kept it a secret.
Did
Let's see if you
we?
guys remember my birthday.
We didn't
Did
mean to
anyone
keep
say
it a
happy
secret.
birthday to you?
I mean,
Like fans wise, do they remember?
I think so. Yeah. It
Oh,
was mentioned on the Discord.
they're better fans than I am a friend.
Where
Mike has
were
such an
you that
easy
whole
birthday too.
We did a podcast the next day.
Yeah,
Huh.
and you have such an easy birthday. You know why?
Yeah.
It's because I don't know. You had another birthday in your family around that same week, and I saw you guys post about it, and I was just like, oh, Mike's birthday can't be like around the corner, you know?
Right. I guess so.
The Ides of May is Mike's
The
birthday.
Ides of May, exactly. So we're talking about BDSP. Bunny Dance satisfies people. I am talking, of course, about Bethesda did Skyrim poorly. And if it does qualify for the next competitive game, we are not sure about what it means. It looks like the closer and closer we get to BDSP's release, the more nervous we get about if it's actually going to be like a faithful rendition, or what was the word that they used?
I think word for word it was faithful remake.
Faithful remake. If it's going to be
Yeah.
a faithful remake of Gen 4, or if it's going to be faithful remakes in the fact that it's going to have the same story, but then we'll also have different Pocket monsters. Really hoping that it is the latter and involves different Pokemon, but there's always a chance it doesn't. So figured that we could at least look into the Sinnoh Pokedex and just like kind of remember some of the Pokemon that were in it, because a lot of them got dexited, you know.
Yeah, a lot of them got dexited, and a lot of them are just Pokemon that we haven't seen competitively in a while, just because there's just better Pokemon
Right.
that exist. So it's like, why would you use this worse
Right.
alternative?
Yeah.
So I'm interested to scroll through the deck, see what a couple of our contenders are going to be. We're also looking at the Platinum deck, since that included, a couple more Pokemon than just Diamond and Pearl, and
Right.
it's to be assumed that that's the Gen 4 Pokédex, etc. So yeah, I think
Yeah.
that'd be pretty good to stem off. Are we gonna do that later or now?
Let's let's work on that now. Let's do that now. We also have tier trends, which I guess yeah, you know what? Let's do that first. If I could just go into that real quick over here, we've got tier trends for Smogon. Obviously it's Series 9 and VGC, so there's just not. It's the same. It is the same as last month. There's barely been any increase or decrease. It's the same. For Smogon, however, we have Scizor on the rise at 5.37% in OU. We have Nidoking, who went down in OU 4.14%, as well as Pelipper that went down 3.75%, both in OU. In UU, we've had Galarian Slowbro go up 5.58%, and in NU, we had Toxicroak go up 4.97%, and Galarian Articuno, also in NU, go down by 3.9, go down to 3.96%. So all of those Pokemon, I've used Scizor a lot in OU. Personally, I don't really like Scizors just because of the fire factor.
Mm-hmm.
But it's it can be okay. Apparently it is right now.
I've remembered using Scizor VGC 2014 very often, but
Yeah.
ever since they released, well, they had Psychic Terrain in Gen 6, but there was no auto setters. The second they released auto setters and Lele was a Pokemon, like Scizor became so useless to me.
Right.
All you do is bullet punch, and you can't even do that anymore.
Right. Right. Then for our Pokemon that are on the rise and would have been, oh, mm, yeah, and
But they
would
just
have
moved the
gained
most
a.
spots. Yeah.
That's right. That's right. That's right. They just stayed. They stayed in their tier, but they moved up spots. We have Bisharp going from number 25 to number 12. Bisharp's actually getting seen in OU for once. Isn't that nice? In OU as well, we've got Tapu Koko that went down from 9th to number 13th, which still used pretty often. Pretty big jump in UU with Mew Mew going up from number 14 to number
Wow.
6. Number 6.
Pokemon that gets every move in the game is good.
Turns out.
Turns out.
And then Celesteela going down from number 6 to number 16 in UU. So as Mew goes up, Celesteela goes down. Weird pairing.
Factor. Yeah.
Weird pairing. In ZU, we've got Grookey going up from number 20 to number 3 for some reason. And
that's a thwacky, Mike.
What'd they say? Oh, yeah. That's
you said Grookey.
Whatever.
Close. Same thing.
It's the same thing as Big Grookey. Thwacky, Big Grookey. Just not Big Monkey, man. I'm not okay. Suicune went down from number 10 to number 32 in RU as well. Suicune is in RU though.
That's like one of the tankiest things in the game.
Yes.
And it's in RU. RU is just where the tanks go. That's what I've noticed. Like, if you're a tank mon, you go to RU unless you're like Ferrothorn or Toxapex. Then you belong in UU.
Right.
I mean OU.
Right.
Smogon's weird.
Smogon's weird. All right. So with BDSP, we don't have any news of that yet. We assume that some news will be coming out shortly, apart from the fact that we finally have a release date.
I'm a little bit worried.
Why?
About the release days. Well, I guess we could talk about the cover art. What did you guys think? I liked it a lot. Twitter hated it. They were like, they made Palkia look fluffy, and then there's like a super zoomed in version of Palkia's texture. I'm like, the fact that you can zoom in that far and see texture is impressive enough for me.
They don't like this. It's shining.
It looks so much better than the Sword and Shield cover art. I thought the Sword and Shield cover art was garbage.
Yeah.
They literally took a PNG and put it behind a Windows 95 background and called it a cover. At least this looks textured and nice and pretty.
It does,
That's
doesn't
just me.
And like,
it looks so much better than the actual game, but I love it.
They're doing some like cool things with the little gems on their body too. That it's like the last time they did that was in Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire, and then they made full new like Pokemon out of them. Not saying that that's what they're gonna do for Dialga and Palkia, but I'm curious if that does mean anything. That would be kind of cool.
Can't wait for Delta, Dialga, and what's P? What's P in the Greek alphabet?
Just Beta.
Beta
it's not the same. Yeah, just Beta Palkia.
P is Pi. Pi Palkia.
Okay.
Can't wait.
Well, it's not like they made like what's Groudon? What's G?
Omega.
No, I see. No, I mean,
I just
in
wanted
the chat. Texel
here.
says, I like the way it looks, but it's kind of sad the confers no primals. Yeah, I agree with that. The Chimchan says the renders are really good. The poses look really dumb. I can agree with that. They're both just
yelling
like,
at the sky. What do you want dragons to do? They just kind of yell at things, right?
Really? They yell and breathe fire. That's it.
So yeah, I guess we should probably mention the release date, November 19th.
Hooray!
I'm happy with this one. It's it's video game season. November. A lot of things release in the middle of November. I'm afraid for my wallet, but I guess oh well.
Yeah. Sword and Shield, for comparison, released on November 15th. of 2019. So
Middle
that
of
was
November.
yeah, exactly. Basically the exact same thing, just 2 years later. Uh, are,
Here's what
when
I'm
was
concerned about
when
though.
was Let's Go released?
Let's Go 2016,
So
like middle of summer.
2018.
Pokemon Go?
Let's Go.
Oh, that sounds
Wow.
right.
November 16th, 2018. Then November 15th, 2019 was Sword and Shield. Then 2020 where there was a pandemic, and then the year after that, we get this. Interesting how quick that
So that
goes.
says we should be expecting a new main series game in 2022 by the end, if the pattern
If
continues.
this is the one that we're hoping that it isn't.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's true. But here's what I'm concerned about, and this is why I think there is a chance that BDSP will be a competitive game. I think there's a chance.
Okay.
I don't think there's a big chance, but I think there's a chance. And the reason I think there's a chance is because Pokemon Legends Arceus is releasing January 28th, 2022. That's so soon.
Isn't it though?
That is for a game that plans to reach the heights that it, go sets forth, right? They're explaining this to be an open world Pokemon game.
Yeah.
They've had years to experience and to work with wild areas and other open world type Pokemon games with, the Crown Tundra and Olive Armor. They promise a lot, and I think that January 28th, 2022 is a very short notice.
Right.
So I almost feel like Pokemon Legends Arceus cannot be the competitive game. It just doesn't make sense.
No, I would agree with that. I don't think that they're going to go that way. I think they're making it to satisfy the audience that wants to be playing that, but I think they're doing it
Yeah.
to show the casual audience that wants to be playing that.
Hmm.
And to recap again, the team that's making Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl is Ilka, not the team that made Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. It's not Game Freak as well. So for the people who are out there saying that it's going to be like Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, where they just introduced not introduced, but they just included megas and only had the base 151 in the game, or it wasn't even 150. I doubt that. I doubt that Ilka's going to go that way. I feel like in some way they're going to introduce Pokemon that have come from there, because they're taking over from Game Freak. They want to, kind of prove themselves, and they're going to have to prove themselves by making a bigger game. Niantic had already proved themselves with Pokemon Go. They didn't need to make Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee more than what it was.
Hmm. No, I agree with you there. I think the answer to the question is not clear, and I think they're doing it
Yeah.
on purpose. But to make me feel like they're gonna make us wait through Sword and Shield
It's a crime.
again, yeah, like for another year
Yeah.
and a half. Like they can't even keep this game functional right now. I mean, the whole VGC community on Twitter is self-imploding currently, so
Yeah,
they've got
it's a dangerous place on the
yeah.
VGC Reddit right now. It's unfortunate.
Yeah, we won't talk about it here, but if you guys know, you know.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, I don't know how they plan to keep this game relevant for another year and a half if they have no plans for BDSP, which is why we're gonna try to put our minds in the space
Yep.
and look through the Pokedex and just look through a scenario of what would competitive look like if this happened.
Yeah.
And this I guess goes for Pokemon Legends Arceus, since that also takes place in the Sinnoh region. I know they include some Pokemon that aren't in the Sinnoh Dex, like Typhlosion and like Rowlet, but same kind of space. We're spending a lot of time in Sinnoh, so let's look
That's
at
true.
the Sinnoh Dex.
Let's do it. So, let's start. Let's do a good few before the break right now, but I'm looking at the starters first of all. We remember our good old friends who we haven't seen in a little while, Torterra, Infernape, and Empoleon. Any of those were any of those relevant? Infernape was.
I think Infernape just being one of the couple of fire types allowed in the format is going to make Infernape very relevant.
Mm,
I think out of all these starters, Infernape is probably going to be the most relevant, followed by an Empoleon just because Water Steel is very good typing and you can do a lot with Empoleon. And then Torterra
right.
is maybe going to be used if you don't have another grass option, but you do actually have some pretty good grass types this generation, like Roserade is going to be super useful because there's going to be no Venusaur to have in its place, right?
Right.
You're also going to have like Abomasnow, Rotom Mow. There's a lot of other much better options in grass, in my opinion.
Tangrowth.
Tangrowth,
We're
exactly.
finally seeing Tangrowth come back into the meta. See, the interesting thing about Sinnoh Dex is there
Mm-hmm.
were 210 Pokemon that were in that game. It's a big
Funky number.
Pokedex. It's a big Pokedex. Um, the way that they did their Pokedex similar to other games where they didn't use the national Dex number. They used just where they made their own decks about it. So Magikarp,
Yeah.
which normally is number 129 in the Sinnoh Dex, is number 23. So we talked about the starters. You've got your normal package there. I'm literally going from the beginning to the end there. Just like Staraptor, Barrel, not really used too much. Staraptor a little bit though.
The Raptor's going to be an Intimidator. I think
Yeah,
the fact that it has Intimidate's going to give it that usefulness alongside the Gyarados too.
I would assume that they're hoping to keep the mathematic equations that have kind of survived the test of time in Pokemon, like how they changed up dynamic speed and they changed up certain stats between the generations. Like I know that Alakazam got a big buff in I think Gen 6.
That
Um,
should stay consistent because I think they said Game Freak is in charge of the battle system. Like they're
ah,
just copying the battle system from Game Freak.
Yeah. So thinking of things like dynamic speed and thinking of the ways that like abilities worked, intimidate's still going to be huge. Flying is still going to be
Mm-hmm.
huge. Um, so there's that to look forward to, I suppose. But in terms of intimidators, we've also got Luxray.
Yeah. There's our Intimidate trio right there. We got Saraptor, Luxray, Gyarados.
That's it. Yeah,
What
exactly.
more do you need? What more do you need? No, all three of those are going to be amazing. I think so. Alongside like Alakazam is going to be really good. Roserade, like I said before, is going to be amazing because Venusaur is gone.
Mm-hmm. I don't know if we're going to go through every bit of this list, but I do want to draw attention to the fact that most of what we've looked at so far, very physical. Uh,
Oh yeah.
we look at the current meta and we see how physical that is. Just wait until Sinnoh. My hypothesis going through this is we're going to be seeing not a lot of special type Pokemon, at least not until the very end of the decks. That being said, we do have the Alakazam here, which is the glass cannon special attacker.
hmm Another interesting thing to notice is that there's a handful of redirection mons in this generation as well.
Is that right?
You have Pachirisu. You're gonna have Clefairy's back.
No.
Clefairy's not going away. Depending on what they decide to do with Riolu, if they keep its original moveset, it can get Follow Me. If they don't, then it won't.
Right.
But
Right.
oh, there's also Togekiss this generation.
No.
That's right, Togekiss is here.
Togekiss is
Oh,
here.
yikes.
Yeah. Oh boy.
Run away.
Run away. Oh no. Okay. Alakazam, we've got Gyarados, we've got Roserade. Roserade made an appearance in Sword and Shield for like a hot second.
The shortest second.
The
But
shortest
yes.
of hot seconds.
But
Uh,
yes, it was there.
it was your alternative to Venusaur when Venusaur left.
That's right, Venusaur wasn't always in the game.
Well, there's that, and it was also banned for a series.
The game started with just Charmander. That's right. That's so I completely forgot about that. They
Yeah.
brought in Blastos and Venusaur after they gave them Gigantamaxes.
And when they did that, didn't it feel like they brought in like their siblings?
Yeah.
Because not only did they bring them in, but they also gave them Gigantamax evolutions. And it's just like, hey, guess what? Now they can do it too.
And they're all pretty good.
Yeah, exactly. And they're all just as dummy thick and dummy broken.
Let's give an honorable mention to the middle of the decks because they're all mostly bad Pokemon. And then let's go back to our friend Garchomp. Yes,
Wow,
will be
you
used.
really just jumped the line there, huh?
They're all so bad. I mean, there's some in here, like
I guess you're
Gengar
right.
and Gastrodon, but that's
Wait,
about it.
but we get Mr. Mime, and you know what
Oh,
that means. We're probably getting Mr. Rhyme.
oh yeah, we get the Galarians of all these too, right? And if we get Eevee, then we also get Sylveon, which is interesting.
I wonder how that's going to affect this. How many fairy type Pokemon are there in this game? Not
Sylveon.
A lot. This is before fairy was invented.
Yeah, but they are still some fairy types. Like Gardevoir is still in this, and like Togekiss.
Well, yeah,
which was normal flying at the time, but will probably get turned into fairy. The Clefable line is still in this too, so they're a couple. Pretty much just all the old normal types that used to be normals that are fairies now.
Right. No, and I'm not saying that they're going to revert anybody. I'm saying that most of the decent fairy types, minus say Gardevoir, they were invented in Gen 6 with the advent of fairy.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah,
that's going to be an interesting dilemma there. Anyway, let's take a quick little break, and when we come back, we'll continue going through some of the Pokedex, and we'll see which ones are actually going to be competitively viable. All that and more after we come back. Okay, I want to first off say thanks for joining us on a Tuesday, everybody. Really cool to see all you people out, especially chatting about what's going on in BDSP. That's pretty awesome. Taxel saying Torterra is worse Rhyperior because they're both slow physical ground types. Yeah.
Also, thanks Totodile Dundee for the 99.
Yes, the super chat.
You're
Thank you,
cool.
Totodile. Sending that little popcorn emoji. Just watching 83 says Gastrodon is about to be on everyone's team. Yes. Oh, we'll get to Gastrodon.
We skipped Gastrodon.
We skipped like half the Pokedex when you went to Garchomp.
I mean, for good reason.
I'm not going to let you do that. We're going back.
Gotta go back in time.
Exactly. Evan McDaniel says, between Togekiss, Tangrowth, and Clefairy, we're going to have a lot of redirection. Absolutely, yes.
There's so much. Yeah, there's literally too much.
Oh, Trace VGC. Tangrowth is now the best Rage Powder user with Amoonguss and Volcaronicon.
Excuse me? What about Tangela? Tankier. Sleep powder. All you need. Tanky and sleep. That's your Amoonguss. Congratulations.
Yeah, exactly. We'll talk about Azumarill in a bit. Don't worry, Evan. Abomasnow is one of the few weather setters. Is that right?
That is true. Wow.
Oh. They're going to need to fix some stuff. That's probably... You know what? I'll save this
Weather's
for when we go
dead.
back. No, I'll save this for when we go back. I don't think that's...
This is how you buff hail, ladies and gentlemen.
I don't think. No. I think I've just come up with the closest to an airtight reason why I don't believe BDSP is going to be just this dex.
I mean, if you think about it, competitive platinum was just this dex.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
and then
they've done it before.
They've done it before, and then they improved upon it.
This brings us back to the point. Do you think Game Freak ever actually thinks about the competitive scene?
Yeah, that's fair. Okay.
Let's give Flareon Drought.
You also have Pelipper and Hippowdon. Yeah, that is true.
There's no sun anywhere. Well, there's no fire types anywhere, so.
Yeah. You've got Rapidash.
You got Rapidash, Magmortar, and Infernape. And then Flareon. I think that's literally the only four.
All you need. There's Houndoom.
Oh boy, can't wait.
Ooh.
To get Mock punched.
Ooh-wee. Okay, let's.
Houndoom's kind of like Incineroar.
All right, let's get back into it. Here we go.
Yes, ma'am.
And we're back. Welcome back. I believe that over the break, I have come up with the closest to an airtight reason why I don't believe that these 210 Pokemon from Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum are going to make it into BDSP by themselves. I believe that they are going to be bringing so much more. And the reason is because of weather. You look at the weather setters here. Kevin, what are the 3 weather setters that we have in this game?
You got Hippowdon.
Mm-hmm.
You got Abomasnow. And you got Pelipper?
That's right.
Yes.
You have Abomasnow, you have Pelipper, and you have Hippowdon. There is no Auto Sun. And I, for one, think that Game Freak is taking over the battle system because they know that they have made a big old mess of it. You mentioned in the break that, yes, they took all 210 of these Pokemon into their game and they played with that. However,
this was a competitive game at one point.
This was a competitive game at one point, yes. I think that by going to the next generation, by going to Generation 5, that gave them the opportunity to fix all of the issues that they created themselves. And then Gen 6, they fixed all the issues that they created themselves in Gen 5. Gen 7, they fixed the issues from Gen 6. Gen 8, they fixed the issues from Gen 7. I will flip my entire table if we get a game that is exactly Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum. It will not happen. It cannot happen because they have come so far.
Is there really going to be a reskin on a game that wasn't that good?
Right? I don't want that. I do not want that.
We've asked ourselves multiple times on this podcast, does Game Freak actually care? Let's hope they do. That's all that we can hope for.
Yeah.
Let's hope they do.
It's one of those, like, when in doubt, zoom out, right? Like, if you look between Gen 7 and Gen 8, it doesn't look like they care too much. If you look between Gen 6 and Gen 7, it doesn't look like they care too much. But if you look between Gen 6 and Gen 8, big difference. Look between Gen 8, Gen 5, Gen 8, and Gen 4. Oh my gosh, completely different online system or a completely different battle system.
They didn't really start caring about weather until Gen 5, I think, right? Gen 5 was like the big weather generation. Like that was the gimmick, was just auto setting and infinite weather and garbage. Who knows? If you want to set sun, you better grab a Cherrim and use Sunny Day. Good luck.
Oh, do not want. Well, also, yes, so Cherrim is one of those Pokemon that's in this game. Cherrim wasn't bad in Gen 4. If you actually got Sun Up, it was kind of nasty.
Here's the problem. How did you get Sun Up?
Where did it come from? Well, imagine if Sun just kind of came up and you had a Cherrim out. It was
the Sun already does that, Mike. The Sun already kind of just comes up.
It was just firing solar beams left, right, and center. Firing stab solar beams. Yuck. Disgusting. I almost said delicious. Wasn't delicious.
So Mike thinks that Cherrim's going to be the meta breaker this generation.
Cherrim's going to be the meta breaker if they bring in Sun, and I think that that's what Game Freak is working on at this very moment. Is they're like, all right. We brought in Ninetales. Now let's see how we can fix Cherrim, because we have Golem in this game, and we want to make him usable.
Okay. I got a very, very big hot take.
Okay.
I'm like, Mike's speaking, and I'm scrolling through the Pokedex.
Of course, he doesn't listen. Go ahead.
There is such a big Trick Room presence in this Pokedex.
Is that right?
You got Porygon 2, Dusclops, and Bronzong all in the same Pokedex, which is like already the best Trick Room setters that you can imagine. Was this the generation with Cresselia?
This was not.
Not. Was? Don't know. Yes, because they had Darkrai Cresselia.
Wasn't that just Manaphy? Wasn't this the one where it was just Manaphy as the legendary?
Was Oh, no, this was the one that had Arceus, Shaman, Darkrai, Cresselia, Heatran?
It was in this gen.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're right. You're right.
Cool. So, Cresselia, another one. You have a lot of Trick Room setters that are too tanky and a lot of redirection Pokemon that are too tanky. Sounds like an easy Trick Room setup. And you have very hard sweepers like your friend Rhyperior. You have hard sweepers like Abomasnow if you could actually manage to get him on the field.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be scary.
You
could even use Steelix if you want.
You could use Heatran.
Yeah, he runs not that fast. He can make it happen.
Are there other Tailwind users?
There is Murkrow, there is Crobat, there is Pelipper, there is Mantine. So I say there's a handful, yeah.
There's enough.
And depending on what the move tutors are, Togekiss is capable of learning it. But it needs to be tutored on. Yeah.
Okay.
Pretty spooky decks. Best friend PZ is back too, but let's go in order. Where are we at? Garchomp? Are we going back?
Yeah, but you went to you definitely jumped. Hold on, for context here, Garchomp is number 111. When I finished Luxray, that was 19. So, I mean, as Kevin said, there were a lot of throwaway mons. Crobat is somewhat useful. Will be more useful if there isn't the rest of the Pokedex in there. Golem, basically unusable.
I can't wait to spend a lot of time on Burmy.
Yes. Steelix, Rampardos, Bastiodon, Machamp.
I would say Machamp is good. The rest of those are kind of eh.
Yeah.
Underwhelming. Cool designs. Bad Pokemon.
Golduck is just a crowd favorite, but not.
You're not going to need Cloud9. There's no weather.
Yeah. Burmy and Wormadam. Neat.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
What's your favorite Wormadam?
Ask me if I've ever used a Wormadam ever. Do
you like plant coat, sandy coat, or trash coat?
I'm a pretty big fan of that trash coat.
Buck Steel OP.
Buck Steel OP. You got the butterfly and the moth. And the bee. Oh, the butterfly, the moth, and the bee.
And then the rat. Pachirisu is going to be good.
Pachirisu is going to be used because, yeah, he's
a world champ right there.
He's a world champ. He's the championship Pikachu clone. Floatzel was actually pretty
legit, right?
highly used in OU.
My dude has Swift Swim with base 115 speed.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess I can't say anything. Barraskewda exists now.
It's also got Aqua Jet, if that's not fast enough.
The Floatzel Colossal combo?
Yeah. All right, so you skipping all the way to 119 has completely glossed over the Gen 4 killer, the Pokemon that will destroy competitive and just make it not fun. Welcome to Gastrodon.
Yeah, that'll be something. There's a lot of water Pokemon in this deck too.
I'm telling you, bring your Cherums, folks.
It's the only way.
It's the only way. Cherum, Sunny Day, Solar Beam, you're gonna need it.
What wall's Gastrodon? Oh, any grass type, really. Yeah, any grass type.
Mm-hmm.
Water, ground, can't touch it.
I'm 92% kidding. But that little bit, I'm going to see it. I know I'm going to see it.
Hey, you're kidding, but if you put a Gastrodon in front of a Cherum, the Cherum wins.
Thank you.
So you're not wrong.
Thank you. Petal Dance, gone.
Heck, you could just hit it with a Razor Leaf and it's gone.
I mean, I can hit it with Leafage.
Leafage. That's a new move, right?
I believe so. I think Rowlet was the first to learn it. I think.
Which is confirmed for Pokemon Legends, so you never know.
Oh, sweet. We're going to learn Leafage.
What are your
No,
thoughts on Ambipom? Because Ambipom's a weird mon for me. It's a Pokemon that in my brain I associate with being very, very good, but like no one ever uses it.
and
So I don't know if
well,
that's just poor association.
Ambipom with Skill Link is fun. Ambipom with Technician is right.
Yeah, I would say that Technician fake out stab normal gem boosted is just disgusting, and I love it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. If we get Technician normal gem stab boosted fake out from Ambipom, that's game over right there. By the way, for those of you who don't quite remember Ambipom, because not in current game, uh, it has base 100 attack.
Mm-hmm.
Ambipom has
It's pretty hard.
base 100 attack, base 115 speed. It has absolute garbo for everything else, but it does fake out oh so well.
That's all you need.
That's all you need. You need fake out and you need U-turn. You just fake out the first turn, you get on out of there the next turn.
Hope you live that first turn.
Oh, you will, because your other Pokemon is going to shut down the other one. You just bring 2 fake outers and you win.
That's the name of the game.
That's the
Just
name
bring
of the
Ambipom
game.
and Raichu.
Yes.
Same speed too.
Doesn't win against Drifblim, which, by the way,
Nope.
if Game Freak is bringing everything back, which I believe they will, we're going to get Strength Sap Drifblim again. Welcome to Tailwind. Welcome to Strength Sap. Welcome to Will-O-Wisp.
What kind of a smack in the face would it be if Game Freak brings the national dex back for BDSP but wouldn't give it to us in Sword and Shields? These animations are easier, so we're just gonna throw them in.
I want it at the same time. I want them to release BDSP, but then also be like, hey, you know what? We're also going to release the national dex for Sword and Shield. Good
They would
luck.
never do that.
They wouldn't.
Because
Absolutely
no one
not.
would buy BDSP.
That's
no
right.
one would buy it.
That's right.
I'm actually surprised they announced the release date of Legends before BDSP released, because there's a lot of people on Twitter that say they're not going to buy BDSP. They're just going straight to Legends.
I don't think that they're going to have a problem with that. I think they're going to be just
I'm still
fine.
buying both games because
Same.
I have a problem.
Same.
We're like committed to this. We're bound.
We're all in. Yeah. Oops. Lopunny, whatever. Gengar.
Lopunny, no Mega, goodbye.
Yeah. We finally get Miss Magius back, and actually, don't sleep on Miss Magius. Miss Magius is a very good Pokemon.
The Pokemon I haven't seen in a year.
Very high special defense speed and special attack all at 105. 60 base HP attack and defense. It's very good as a special wall.
It gets Nasty Plot too.
It does. It do get Nasty Plot. Nasty Plot.
This is also a really good tank with Eviolite and Parasong and being annoying. I remember that.
See, that's kind of why
Murkrow's back.
Murkrow's back. That's why a lot of people chose Mischievous over Miss Magius because of Eviolite. Nasty Plot on Miss Magius works, but its HP is so low that it's just not going to survive most first turns.
Mm-hmm. I like that.
Yeah.
Thoughts on Murkrow?
We got the Murkrow
I love
back.
Murkrow.
Yeah, that's a you thing. It wasn't good in singles back when I was playing Gen 4.
Understandably.
Mm-hmm.
This one depends heavily on its hidden ability, though. If they don't give it Prankster, like
just assuming.
I don't know. I don't know how hidden abilities are gonna work in this generation, right? Who knows? There's no Dream World.
No.
Don't know where they come from.
No, but like they're probably gonna do the same thing that every other generation that didn't have Dream World did, right?
You breed them.
You breed them. You use the capsule we made. We made an item that changes it.
Yeah, pkhex.exe, new item.
Youch. Perugly is there. Seeking is there. Whiscash is there. Chimecho is there. Skuntank is there. Metacham is there.
Skuntank. Hold on.
Okay.
Skuntank is garbage, but I have a vendetta for Skuntank. Because I remember being a child playing through Diamond. I
Okay.
got diamond because I liked blue.
Fair.
Um, I remember being a child playing through Skuntank. I don't know where it was, what route it was. I know there was a lake there, and there was a Skuntank, and there was a trainer. And I couldn't beat it because I think I had a Drift Blim, and I had just a bunch of Pokemon that just couldn't do with Skuntank. Like I didn't have EQ anywhere. And every time that I go to KO the Skuntank, it would just aftermath on me, and I would lose.
Mm,
And I would be so sad about it.
I do
Yeah.
actually remember that. Yeah. That was like the nastiness of like Voltorb Electrode in Gen like 1
Yeah.
using self destruct on you, but like worse.
It's a Nuzlocke killer right there. Yeah.
Mm. Sorry about your Nuzlocke. We've got Panita and Rapidash.
That has to be good because process of elimination. It's one of the 4 fire types in the game. It has
Does
to be
that mean
good.
that it's going to be highly used, or that fire types won't be used at all?
No, I think fire types typically have to be used, or else I don't know if there's a Scizor in this game. There is a Scizor in this game, so Scizor is going to be very unchecked.
Hmm.
So you're gonna need a fire type, or Scizor is gonna take over. The problem is fire types to choose from. We have Infernape, Rapidash, Flareon, and Mega Mortar. I am under firm belief that no one will ever use Rapidash or Flareon. They will only use Infernape for physical and Mega Mortar for special.
Okay.
If they're feeling very special, then they'll go Magmar with Eviolite, but I don't think they're gonna do that.
I'm going to give you 3 more honorable mentions.
Go for it. Fire types? They exist?
No, I'm going to give you three more shout outs for Pokemon that are going to be in there. Uh, Porygon 2,
Oof.
Rhyperior,
Oof.
and what should my last one be? You know what? Let's go Gliscor. Okay, yeah. So let's get into this one. Excuse me, I just need to straighten up in my chair because we're about to lay some facts here, folks. Gliscor, I'm ooh,
Mike does
don't
not like
like him. I don't like him. Don't like his face. Gliscor walled me out of most tournaments when Gen 6 came out and I was actually like going places and competing.
Mm-hmm. I just
Gliscor,
never dealt with it.
Gliscor is the worst.
What does it do?
I can name a set that I have in my mind right now. Toxic Orb, Toxic, Protect. That's all you need.
Don't you need to attack Mike?
Nope.
No.
I don't know, like Earthquake
How
or
tanky does this thing get?
Aerial Ace.
Oh, I see the issue.
Yeah. Gliscor has a 125 defense, 75 special defense. So it doesn't really like special attacks.
Just
But
be happy.
as we have noted, there is a lot of physical in this
Mhm.
game. Toxic Heal as well, or Poison Heal, I should say, a gross ability.
You should be glad that Gligar doesn't get poison heal, or else that would be so much worse.
True, it does get immunity, so
Yeah,
that's something, I guess.
something.
But nobody uses Gligar. Gliscor is the one. How about you? Give me 3 other Pokemon that are going to be there. By the way, Rhyperior and Porygon 2. I don't need to.
That's
Porygon Z.
self-explanatory.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I already talked about Trick Room Setters, so the Dusclops, the P2, the Bronzong. I think Big Spooky Scary, of ones that we didn't mention yet. I guess I'll hold myself to that.
Okay.
I'm going to say Milotic,
Okay. Yeah.
competitive.
And
Lucario.
that one's a little scary because there's like we said a ton of physical.
There's a handful of Intimidators too.
Yeah.
So I think that'll be pretty strong. Lucario, I feel like will always be good. It's like I said, fire type is very like not common this generation, so
Right.
it doesn't have to worry about one of its weaknesses. And the last one, Mamoswine.
I
You know I like me my Mamoswines. I love
like
that Pokemon.
Mamoswine because that's a like just straight up counter for Gliscor.
Ice Shard.
Pew! Done.
Why didn't you know about Mamoswine in the past? Um,
I don't know. I don't know. I think I might have. I might have even used it because I don't like Gliscor that much. I definitely always used a Pokemon with an ice move. Maybe I used a Nidoking, Sheer Force Life Orb Nidoking with Ice Beam. One more, because people said it in the chat. Evan McDaniel said Rotom Heat. The Rotoms are there.
oh, all of the Rotoms.
Yeah,
All of them
all
are
the
good,
Rotoms.
except the bad one, the flying one. Don't use that one. But yeah, no, all Rotom forms are going to be super relevant. If you don't have a Rotom on your team, I think you're doing it wrong. That's just kind of the standard rule of Rotom.
Yeah.
I'll throw in another one too.
Please.
There's no instant this generation, so you know what that means?
Yeah.
I'm not saying what you think I'm going to say.
Oh, because Arcanine's not in this game.
Arcanine's also not in this game. I think Umbreon is going to be super huge.
Oh.
Yes. Especially after seeing how used Umbreon was this generation and people kind of like clicking in their brains, say this Pokemon's pretty dumb. I think it'll be used. You got
That's interesting.
it's probably going to be the best support mon that's left in the game that isn't a redirect mon, because usually you have your redirect mon, you have your tanky disgusting stat drop mon, and the rest of your team is kind of hyper offense after that. You might have a Trick Room setter in there somewhere, but that's kind of the standard format for most competitive teams. I think Umbreon just is unmatched. There is nothing else in this game that I can see that does what Umbreon does. Maybe the Lake Spirits can get close, but I think Umbreon is the way to go. As of with max attack and explosion is also hilarious, so I hope people try that out.
Normal gem explosion.
Yeah, that was just funny.
Yeah. Use that with a Gengar. It's fine. Texel, I'll answer this one before we go, but Texel says, how does this sound? Milo, Chomp, Ape, Motom, Staraptor. That sounds good. We're missing one, but
okay.
You got a pretty good spread there. You've got a
grass, water, fire.
Yeah. Water, dragon, fire, grass, flying.
You got an ice weakness in there. You gotta check that.
Yeah.
Big ice, like Mamoswine wrecks that team right now. In my brain, Mamoswine wrecks that team.
That sounds like you just need to toss in an Ambipom.
Ambipom?
Yeah.
What is Ambipom?
Yeah, it's normal gem fake out. Yep.
Claps.
that is going to be your just go to for the rest of BDSP is normal gem fake out technician Ambipom.
I mean, hey, it's good.
Stack enough multipliers on any move, and it's good.
Hey, if weakness policy is allowed, I want to see that Tentacruel. That was relevant for another minute in
weakness policy Tentacruel. Yeah, that's true.
Not bad.
Yeah,
I think we did a pretty good deduction of this dex. I mean, Snorlax we didn't talk about, but you guys already know about Snorlax.
I can't wait until next week where we get all of the information, and then we're like, okay, so never mind, everything we said was wrong.
Never mind. That last week episode, don't listen to it.
Or do and see how badly we got it all wrong.
I mean, that's what I remember. Like when we used to speculate a lot more, right? Because when they announced the G Max Blastoise and Venusaur, we're like, what are their G Max moves gonna be? I think we got that one right. One of us did. I don't remember which one, because I think one of us just said it's gonna be Charizard but different types.
that sounds like something that you would say.
Yeah,
I'll give you that.
And then we've been pretty good with predictions on this podcast before. We've also been pretty bad. Remember when we said Coco and Lele were gonna be the most used Tapus, and then Finny came out and was just like, ha ha!
You thought, yeah.
We were right about Rillaboom. We were right about Lapras.
Yeah.
And Instant everyone was right about. We all knew
everybody
about it.
called that one. That wasn't much of a hot take.
That was a freebie.
That was a bit of a freebie, but I will say that we were wrong about what they did with Series 9, but
yeah,
I think everybody was wrong about what they did with Series 9, and it hurt. It hurt the game.
I do still think that before the life cycle ends,
Yeah.
there will be a Dex opening. That's me being very hopeful.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, let's do the math. When is Series 10 supposed to come out? Did they say July?
July.
So I got one more month of this trash.
July, August,
Perfect.
September, October, November.
So assuming that Series 10 is another 3 month, where does that leave us? November?
Yeah. No,
So
no,
Series
no, no,
10
no,
will
no,
be
no. That brings us to October. July, August, September. That's 3, and then
October,
October.
and then the next month is November. So yeah, the game comes out.
We get October of kind of a weird month.
Okay, so Series 10 is just going to be them rehashing the restricted mon, isn't it? Okay.
Just on and off again every other month from now on.
Yeah, we just skip a month.
Yeah, exactly. All right, that's gonna
We'll
be the
see.
end. That's gonna be the end of today's episode of Pokésports. Folks, I want to thank you very much for joining us as always. Very nice to see people here on a Tuesday, no less, because of Memorial Day. For those of us who are listening on podcast providers, this has not changed at all for you. So cool. Good for you. Our next episode will be on Sunday at 9 p.m. as usual, 9 p.m. EST. What was I going to say? Oh, I know what I wanted to say. For our patrons, our June League is going to be starting up today. After the podcast, we are going to be accepting signups on patreon.com/Pokesports where you can go and check out all of our episodes early, as well as our Pokesports post game, where Kevin and I just kind of chat. We catch up with each other for a little while. Just pretty fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not talking about Pokemon. What did we talk about last week? We don't ever know.
I don't know, and I don't remember. What did we talk about last week? I'm going to find that out right now. Give me a second. We talked about Ventrilo and 3D pinball.
Oh, yes.
Old school 3D pinball.
Only the trending topics over at the page.
Only, exactly. All right, folks. Well, that is going to be the end. I want to give a big patron shout out to our patrons who are above the $10 tier. I'm going to turn on the music right here. There we go. Yeah. That's what I like right there. Okay. Our patrons for this week. Drum roll, please. Don't give me a drum roll. Don't want it. Matthew H., Corey, Carlo H., Jack S., Scott D., Joseph G., King Boo, Martine, Ahmed, Colton, Ro Ixon, that is, Rowan, Alex Scott Sauce, Arctivish Dylan. We got an Arctivish Dylan.
That sounds new.
Yeah.
Oh no, Vish.
Greg T, Louis J, Make It Totter, Maud Pierre, Ryan G, Sullen, and of course, Maud Tofu. Thank you all for joining us today, and we will see you in the next episode of Pokésports. Have a good week. Have a good month. Have a good day. Have a good minute. Was that second good? Hope the next one's just as good.